Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Minecraft reLive. We are doing our second mini episode today. And we're going to be checking out this mod that I'm playing around with adding called Brewevolution. This is the mod right here. And it is a beer brewing, alcohol brewing mod. So I kind of wanted to continue with the Tekkit Classic gameplay styles. And one of the things you can do in Tekkit Classic through IndustrialCraft 2 is actually like brewing your own beers, essentially. So I don't have IndustrialCraft 2, but I did find this Brewevolution. And I looked at a couple different mods like GrowthCraft, and there's one that's still in it called like Beer like Craft or whatever. Which that one's going to be removing because I'm not a fan of that. But this one looked to fit in with this mod pack, right? It doesn't really... Because GrowthCraft kind of like conflicts a bit with Farmer's Delight, which I showed off in the last episode. Of course, here's all the Farmer's Delight stuff in here. So that kind of conflicts, and I figured this one looked like it was fleshed out enough. So I've already started building the area that we will be setting up all this stuff in. And you might have noticed this trap door down here, which goes down. This goes down into the tavern, which I've started digging out. Going for a medieval look to it, you know, a more like a fantasy tavern look. Got this rounded kind of room appearance to it. So in this episode, we're going to continue digging out this room a bit. And then we're going to get started into Brewevolution. So we might want to make ourselves a hammer. So this is how we make a hammer. We need blueprint papers and a stick. So let's go do that. And we'll just make a basic like cobblestone hammer, I think. Now to make a hammer, you need 6 materials in here. So 3 of these just count as like a stone, so it's not going to be super great, but that is our hammerhead that we're making anyways. It's not going to be doesn't need to be a great hammer, just a passable one. And we're just going to use a stick for a tool rod, I think. Now this hammer works as you would expect a hammer to work, in that it digs out a 3x3 area. Like that. So we're just going to try to dig this out into the shape that we want it to be. Now we can see if this is spaced correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for this next bit of wood, and then 2 blocks. So that is perfect. We have dug out the area for this. Now we're going to want to start building up the aesthetics of it. So we are ready to begin the bulk of this mod. Since I like using spruce down here, we're going to grab spruce slabs, and we're going to make essentially a table in here, right here, like that. So we've got these shelves made now. And if we go back to the mod, we want to make a brewing barrel. To make a brewing barrel, you need iron, a barrel, and hops. To make a barrel, it's like that. Let's go make a barrel using some of this redwood that we got a million of. All right. Now we want an iron, which is in this chest, and a hops. I have 6 hops. And you might have noticed this giant plant in the background, right over here. These are our hops. To harvest it, you just break it, and you'll get more hops. Plant the hop seeds like that, and there you go. Now you can't right-click to harvest this one, so unlike these tomato plants over here where you can just right-click them, you actually have to break it. And you cannot bone meal the hops. So you have to let it grow naturally. With all of this, we should be able to make ourselves, if I do the recipe right, which is like this, a brewing barrel now. And this is ready to go. We have 3 ingredients here that we need to brew. And to do that, to make our very first kind of mug of beer, we're going to need to get a few things. We're going to want a bucket of water first and foremost. So I'm just going to come in here, break that, get water. We're also going to want a wheat. Do that, and if you hit brew, it'll consume the 2 wheat and a bunch of hops and the water. And now you'll notice that this progress bar filled up a bit. We need to leave this now for 15 minutes is what the mod site said. And you can't look up any of this recipes in here for any of this. You can look up glass, but you can't look up how to do any of that. So we just gotta let this sit now, and we will be making beer. In the meantime, we want to make ourselves a mug for our beer. Let's make a mug. It's a stick, 2 planks, and 4 nuggets. And here's our empty mug. With this empty mug, we can place it right there by right-clicking. And to pick it up again, just break it. And there you go. So we'll leave the mug there and let this brew. All right, so I've checked back like a minute or 2 later. As you can see, the progress bar has filled up. So just to show you that it is working. All right, so the beer is almost brewed, it looks like. I don't know if it is done or not. I don't know if there's a way to tell if it's done. So I'm going to give it another minute. And in that minute, I'm going to actually throw stuff in my chest. All right. Yep. Beer 2.0. So let's break this mug. And if we right-click the keg with the mug, we have a mug of beer. Look at that. So it tells you how many mugs you can get out of it. So this has 1 mug's worth of beer in it, now that we've taken one out. And of course you can place the beer and do bar tending stuff, or you can just drink the beer. So let's take a sip. Now remember, if you're under the age of 21, you shouldn't be drinking alcohol. And just like that, we've drunken our beer. 2 mugs of beer does not give me any negative effects, but the more you drink a beer, the more negative debuffs you will get. You will get drunk. I didn't make enough beer to get drunk off of, so I won't be getting drunk, but as it stands right now, that is Brewevolution. That's the mod's name. And there are other drinks you can make. You can make rum. You can make sweet berry liqueur. You can make vodka. You have a bunch of things. You can make cheese, for crying out loud. Right? So there's plenty more you can do. I think this is the beer brewing mod of this mod pack. If I find a different, more interesting one, I may replace this one, but as of right now, I feel like this fits the most with the rest of the mods we have. So, thanks for watching this mini episode of reLive, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.